Welcome back everyone to the channel. In this video, I'll be explaining you how you can create a repeating table just like InfoPath forms in Power Canvas apps, where you can keep on adding data in rows and in just one click save the data to a data source. So for that, I'll be taking one example. I'll take a gallery for projects to maintain the projects, where user can add multiple projects and its attribute, and then in just one click can save that data to a SharePoint site. So to start with, I have just created one blank app. So in this app, there is default screen 1. So I'll just add one button over there, so that on click of it, it can redirect me to a page or a screen where I can add the project's data in a bulk. I'm just renaming that as create projects. So on select of it, as I said, we'll be writing the data in bulk, so I would need a collection where I can store the data. So I'll just name that collection as project items, and in that collection I'll have project title and project description. So to start with, I'll just take these simple two fields of plain text, but in later section I'll take the patching with the complex fields as well. For example, drop down, date control, and as well as people picker control. So for this session 1, we'll be just restricting to the simple saving. Now I'll add one more screen, that is a blank screen. I'll name it as a new project screen, and in my button 1, I'll just navigate to this new screen. Navigate to new project screen, transition to cover. So now I'll go to the new project screen. On this screen, I'll add one gallery control. And why I need that? Because I would be binding my input data to this gallery and binding my collection which we just created in on button click 1, that is project items. I'm just binding that to my gallery. And in layout, I'm selecting the layout as title so that it can get rid of the unwanted columns. And if you expand gallery in left hand side, you can see separator, next arrow are there. So I don't need separator as well, and I don't need this title control. I'm just expanding it so that I can drag multiple fields over here. So now in this gallery, I'll add one label. So this label would be my project title. I'll add one more label, and this label would be project description. And I'll just expand this row, and now I'll add one text control where I'll capture the project title, and I'll add one more text control there I would capture the description. I would also need one save icon so that I can click and get that row can get saved in my collection. Alright, so on this save click, I would be patching my collection with the controls. I'll use patch function with my data sources projects, and I'll bind up the data. Project title as text input dot text, and the project description as text input 2. Project title and project description. Yep. So now we have patched up this collection. Now I would like to, whenever save button gets clicked, I would like to add another row with a blank field. So I'll update my collection, the same collection, with project title as blank and project description as well as, okay, just a second, project description as blank too. So now we are good. So whenever person clicks on save, it will add up one more row with blank data. So I'm just saving my app. I'm just giving it a name, repeating session, and saving it. So now, as I said, I'll be saving this collection data to SharePoint. So I would need to add SharePoint as a data source. I'll just go to view, data source, and we'll find out SharePoint connector and we'll add this SharePoint as a data source. So from these available sites, I'll be choosing one SharePoint site and the respective list. So I'm selecting projects as a list and saving. Now my project list is available for me. So now I'll go back to my form and I'll add one button. So this button I'll just drag to my beneath of this form so that on clicking this it can save data to SharePoint. Okay, and now on this save on select, I'll use for all function which can iterate through my collection and do a patching with my SharePoint list, passing this list name as a parameter, and in patching I'll be using the SharePoint list column name. So I'll just showcase that list to you. So this is the list. I'm just removing the data which is already there. So it's having title, project, status, due date, manager. So these three fields will be looking at that in session 2. Right now I'll just save this simple fields, title and project description. So over here in Power App, I need to specify the column name of SharePoint list, which is a project title, bind that to the column name in my collection, and the same thing with the project description field and bind that to my project description, which is in my collection. So we have the formula ready where we iterated through all the projects item, patch that item in our title and project description column. So I'm just saving it, screen number 1, and just run it. So when I click on it, I got my this row. I'm just adding project title or project 1, then adding description 1, and then clicking save. So adding project 2 and adding project description 2 and clicking save. So it keep on adding the rows for me, you can see. Now when I click on save to SP button, so what it should do, it should add the projects to my list. Okay, so when I refreshed, I could see that it added few items, but all are blank. So why these are blank is because I patched the project items with these fields, but I did not pass the item for this gallery. So just remember, we need to pass the current item so that it can bind these values to the current item. And as well as in the default field, rather than having text or a default some text, we have to pass or bind these field with our collections fields. So project title is our collection, and over here as well project description is our collection. So these are two things to be remembered. So I'll just run this again and I'll just clear the data. So when I clicking OK, now I'm passing project 1 and description 1 and saving it, adding other title to project 2, description 2 and saving it. So now I have 3 rows. I'm clicking on save and we'll check again. Okay, so now I have the data, and you must be seeing that the third row is empty. So as you know, in this field, because when we clicked on save, it added one empty with our collection as we written there. I'll just close it. You can see that on click save we have written that the collection should clear it. So to just restrain saving the empty data, in the save to SP button where we were doing the for all projects, we need to pass on, or we need to add one condition like is blank, and which field we can check with the field project title, comma. So when it's blank, it should patch. So but the condition should, when it's not blank, then it should patch. So I've just added the negation sign and then just closing out that bracket. So now as we added this condition, when project title is not blank, then it should patch, otherwise it should just skip it. So I'm just running my app once again. I'm removing the old data, project 1, description 1, saving project 2, description 2 and saving it once again. So it did add this stuff. So what I'll do, I'm just going to save to SP, and when I refresh, now you can see only 2 rows gets added because it skipped the row which is having a project title as blank. Okay, so in this session we learned how we can work with the repeating rows and how we can patch the collection data to SharePoint for the simple fields. In the next session I'll take care of how we can work with the complex fields like drop down, date field or person and group. So just watch my next section. Thank you.